Namaste. Welcome to Thursday morning chair yoga, the last session of this term, and we are going to start on our feet because we can. So it is chair yoga, but the chair is just there to look at, really. not really. We will use them a little bit later on. So come to standing in your yoga space. Take your feet nice and wide. Find a little softness in your knees and just that ability to feel like you're pressing the feet into the floor. Now, whether that's with a little bouncing or just shifting your weight from one side to the other or front and back across your feet, however it works for you, bringing yourself into that sense of contact, feeling the foundation of your feet on the floor, and then firming across your belly muscles, reaching the crown of the head up, arms nice and relaxed by the side, and we'll twist side to side. It's a lovely way to start the day, Kati Chakrasana, allowing the shoulders, arms, elbows, and fingers to be soft and loose, and perhaps allowing the arms to just wrap the body, the hands to gently tap the body wherever they fall. At the same time, feel the support from your feet. You can actively press them into the floor. Feel that lift through the belly muscles as well. And if you can, have a sense of easing any tension that you're holding, stiffness, or perhaps there is the weight of responsibility that you carry on your shoulders. And for the next hour of our practice together, finding a way to soften or let go of some of these tensions, these weights. Whenever you feel comfortable, you can pivot on your toes. And if you don't wish to, if you wish to keep both feet on the floor, that's absolutely fine. Everything added from the beginning is an option. Just do what feels right for your body. As you're pivoting, be sure to check in with those belly muscles and make sure that they're a little bit active, drawing slightly inwards, slightly upwards. Still soft across the face and the jaw and the shoulders and arms. For those who'd like to, you can add a little soft bounce in the knees, in the center. And this way we warm up some of those larger muscle groups across the hips and the legs. Very good. And for those who want to, you can touch the opposite shoulder in front of you, the opposite hip or bottom of the opposite side of the ribs behind you. Again, just checking in with those belly muscles. And notice if they've been a little bit looser as you switch them on, the effect of stabilizing in your center, securing that stability through the hips and pelvis, the low back. When you're ready, you can allow your bounce to go, simply pivot on the feet, and then bring your feet to steadiness and allow yourself to sway back to center under your own steam. Very good. As you come to center, standing tall, lengthening the crown of the head up, maybe releasing the fingertips down towards the floor. Close your eyes or gaze gently downward. Take a few moments here to feel the effect in your body, the thrumming of energy, perhaps a sensation of warmth starting at your center and moving outwards into the limbs. Notice your heart rate and your breath rate. Perhaps they are different from the starting point. And then we're going to rest the hands onto the abdomen, doesn't matter where, and breathe deeply. So deepening the breath to find the hands gently moving up and out as your belly moves as you breathe in. And releasing back and down as you breathe out. Long, deep breaths. Fill all the space underneath the arms, down the side of the ribs, the back of the body, the chest. As you breathe out this time, at the end of your natural exhalation, draw the belly muscles inwards and upwards. See if you can exhale just a little further. Breathing deeply in, belly relaxed. Long, slow release of the breath out, and then drawing the belly muscles inwards and upwards just to empty the lungs more completely. Breathing deeply in, belly soft. Breathing long and slow on the way out, engaging across the belly to empty completely. Doing 2 more breaths like this. Feel the breath move into every part of the lungs. Relax the shoulders, the jaw, the face as you exhale, only engaging across the belly. Last deep breath in. And releasing nice and slow and deep. Allow your arms to relax down and allow your breath to find a natural rhythm, and draw your chin towards your chest. Feel that gentle length down the back of the neck. Rolling when you're ready, your right ear towards your right shoulder, chin back to chest, and left ear to left shoulder, chin to chest. So we're doing nice and slow and steady semicircles of the head in front of the body. Feel your way into the movement. Notice where you feel the connections between the different parts of the body, where the movement feels really natural. Notice resistance in the body. Remember not to push through it. Just moving back away from it where you find it. For anyone who wishes to, you can turn these into neck circles. You can do any other neck movements of your choice that suit your body. If you're circling, doing 2 or 3 nice slow circles, or keep making semicircles. When you've done your 2 or 3, going in the opposite direction. And then the next time that your head comes with the chin towards the chest, resting there for a moment, smiling to yourself, even if you don't feel particularly happy, fake it till you make it. And then bring your head to an upright position, relax your shoulders, maybe give them a little shrug. Nice. Okay, so we're going to do a little bit more swaying side to side. Because we can, and a little bit more twisting, and then we'll come to do some more shoulder action as well. So with the feet still nice and wide, we're going to swing the arms across the body and point the opposite toe away. You don't have to take your weight all the way from one side to the other. You can simply swing here in the arms, that's not a problem. But if you're able to, lengthening your toe away as you reach your arms across the body. And there's no precise movement here, so do what feels good to you. We're moving more in the arms and the legs than standing in the center, so anything that we do apart from standing still is going to be a bonus. So going side to side. And for those who find this really comfortable, you can begin to point that toe back behind you and maybe move the arms a little bit back. So you're not just diagonal, but you're slightly back bending. And in the center, remembering to lift the belly, to secure that foundation on the feet by pressing the feet into the floor. Very nice. We'll do 2 more to each side of these. Super stuff. And then just allow yourself to gently sway from side to side, but the arms to come down to the front of the body and just swing a little to release the shoulders. Nicely done. So now we're going to press one hand across the body and then the other. So we're twisting a little bit more actively than we do in Kati Chakrasana, pressing one palm across and then the other. Don't worry what you do with your opposite arm. If you wish to, you can draw the elbow back behind you of the hand that goes behind the body as you twist, or the arm, sorry, that goes behind the body as you twist. Very good. And in your center, a little firmness there in the belly. Feel that sense of lifting, engaging, stabilizing. See if you can feel your buttock muscles working as well. If not, switch them on a little bit. We'll do 2 more to each side of these, and we're going to do the movement slightly differently after that. So we're going to reach the arms up across the body diagonally. So still a little twist, but a twist and reach. Again, you can pull the elbow back behind you to open the chest on the side that's behind the body. Very nice. We'll do 2 more of these. Nice and firm in the center. And then we're going to go back to the pressing across the middle. Give everyone a chance to catch up. We'll do 2 more of these. Very good. Stimulating that inner sunshine inside. And then we're going down. So pressing down or reaching the fingertips down on either side of the body, a little diagonal, a little wriggle, a little forward bending here. Again, you can draw that elbow back behind you on the other side. Firm in the belly. 2 more of these. Very good. And then we're going to come back to the center, pressing across the body. Press, press, and press. Let's do 2 more of these. To each side, that is. I should really have said that. And when you're ready, you can come back to center and just allow your body to sway a little, the arms to relax a little as you come back to standing in the center. And perhaps like me, your toes have turned out, and if you prefer them turned in, you can turn them back to be a bit more parallel. So here, let's shrug the shoulders, nice big shoulder rolls with the shoulders on either side. Notice the effect of your practice. Perhaps you've got a little heart rate lift, perhaps you've got a little increased breath or a sense of warmth through the body. Perhaps you feel super wriggled out, hopefully, and in the opposite direction as well with our shoulder rolls. Very nice. And then perhaps just narrowing your feet a touch so that you've got room either side of your hips, just swinging the arms and nice loose in the elbows. So unlike our previous movements, which were very focused in the hands, here we want the hands to be soft, elbows, the shoulders soft. And if you wish to, you can twist a little if that feels good to you. Lift a little with the belly muscles. Very nice. And in your own time, find your way back to center. I'm going to widen my feet again. You can choose to do that if you would like to. I'm going to also take this one off because I'm beginning to warm up. But don't worry if you haven't warmed up fully yet. We're in that general direction. We're coming in that way. So I'm going to start with the left shoulder first and just make circles with the left shoulder itself. So just the shoulder circling. Whatever you want to do with your legs is fine here. So if you want a little soft in the knees, if you want to give a little bounce, that's okay. If you want to stay still, that's fine too. When you're ready, you can bend your elbow and make your elbow the circling part of the body. So it's as if you're drawing a circle to the side of the body with your elbow, And you can make that circle as big or as small as feels good on your shoulder. When you're ready, you can allow your whole arm to join in. But if the elbow circling is enough for you, stick with the elbow. And here you can do anything. It could be a really small circle with the arm extended. It could be something much larger. Go where you're drawn to go with your body. And if you want to, you can allow the rest of your body to move as you move. And particularly if you are tight across your shoulder, or if you've got a shoulder injury, if you carry discomfort in the shoulder, allowing the rest of the body to help you make those shoulder circles can really ease the effort from the shoulder joint itself as it feels the support of the rest of the body. Keep a little lift in those belly muscles, feet pressing into the floor actively. Perhaps you feel the buttock muscles switching on and off, possibly, as you go around in circles here. We'll do one more in this direction. And then resting your left arm down to your left side. Observe the difference between the two sides of the body. Just notice perhaps a gentle warmth from the center of the chest out towards that left side, something of this nature, hopefully. And then we'll do the right side. So just circling your shoulder, it doesn't matter which direction you go in. You'll usually go in the direction you prefer first. Trying to get that shoulder moving, just the shoulder. And that feels like quite a closed movement underneath the arm, but when you bend your elbow and you begin making that circle with the elbow, you've opened that space down the side of the rib cage a little bit more. And you've also included a bit more of the musculature towards the neck. When you're ready, if you'd like to, you can make your whole arm do a circle. And I find it really difficult not to allow the rest of my body to move, but if you can, just making the hand itself circle to begin with, as big or as small as you like. When you're ready, you can really firm in the belly muscles and allow the rest of the body to join in as you move. And keeping the head moving a little if you can as well, stopping the neck from being rigid. You don't have to look at the screen, you guys all know what you're doing there. Feel the support in the feet, the buttocks, the belly, maybe that space behind the shoulder blades as well. And we'll do two more in this direction. Getting that real spiraling, wiggling, front and back opening of the body. When you're ready, coming to center, adjusting clothing if it's wiggled all over the place, noticing the difference between the two sides, if they feel even, if they now feel balanced. If they don't, that's okay too, just observing. We're going to shrug the shoulders up towards the ears to hold them briefly there, and then allow them to slowly come down to a neutral spot. When they're neutral, pressing the palms to the floor, lengthening the crown of the head up as the shoulders come down, holding briefly there, it's quite lovely, and then releasing. We'll do two more of these, shrugging up to hold up, and then really slowly releasing down. When your shoulders come all the way down, pressing the palms to the floor, pressing the crown of the head up. And then again, really slowly releasing back to center. One more time, shrugging up to hold towards the ears. And then nice and slowly, gradually releasing the shoulders back to their neutral spot. When they are neutral, pressing the palms down, lengthening through both the throat and the neck, lifting the crown high. And then gradually just releasing back to center. Give your arms a bit of a shake, or in this case the hands, but you can give your arms also a bit of a shake if you want to. And you can shrug your shoulders a little bit up and down, and maybe if it feels good to you, you can do a little dancing shoulders, dancing hips, as you choose. Okay, So here in the center, we're going to start moving our feet a little bit. If your feet are quite wide and you want to bring them a bit closer together, you absolutely can. Sometimes that feels a bit more secure. And we're going to march in place. So allow your feet to pick up one and then the other. You can use your chair for support if you would like to, but if you don't need it, swing your arms backwards and forwards as well. Aces. And if you have space and you'd like to, you can march around your space. So you don't have to march in place. You can march in any direction. You can march backwards and forwards. Try to avoid any parts of your space where there are obstacles on the floor. And just take care for any trip hazards as well. I shall march in place here at the center because that way I will stay on the camera. It's no good if you can only hear the voice. If you can, we've been doing it for a little while, if you can, lift your knees a little higher. And it doesn't matter if you slow down to do that, lifting the knees a little higher. And then, if you can, take your heels towards your buttocks a little bit more. So it doesn't matter if the knees don't lift so much, but heels towards buttocks a little bit more. Very good. And when you're ready, we're going to come back to the center and then turn this from a normal front and back scissor type of affair into a side to side affair. So we're going to step, touch, step, touch, step, touch, step, touch. A little bit side to side. You can make your side to side really small. So you don't need to travel here, but if you wish to, you can. If you need to keep it a bit more contained, that's okay. It doesn't matter. But if you feel inclined, you can allow your arms to swing a little bit to the sides rather than backwards and forwards. Now I've got myself a little miscoordinated. Very good. And then for those who would like to, you can make yourself do a circle with your step touch. Step, touch, step, touch. Just find yourself traveling in a circle. We'll go another time around in the circle. There's no need to do anything fancy if you don't want to. When you're ready, coming back to the center and then going in the opposite direction. So circling with your step touch. Once around and then another time around. Keeping a little lift through the belly muscles. And when you're ready in the center, if you need more time, absolutely taking it, but beginning to just bring yourself back to steadiness. Stand on both feet with the same amount of effort going through them. Turn the palms of your hands forward, lift through the crown of your head. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. And then closing your eyes or gazing gently downward and notice the effect in your body. Perhaps you can feel the thrumming vibration of energy through your body, on your skin, in your extremities. Maybe you feel a warmth from your center. Parts of the body might feel like they've made some effort. You might feel fatigue, a little fatigue in your muscles. Whenever you're ready, you can blink your eyes open. We'll take a cleansing breath here. Breathe in, take the arms out and up, lift the belly, lift the chest. And breathing out, bringing the palms down through the center of the chest. Let's do one more of those. Breathing in, reaching out and up. And breathing out, bringing the hands down through the center of the chest. Fantastic stuff, guys. So we come to our chairs. And we have worked this term with a little standing up from sitting down. So don't worry about your block underneath your feet. You won't need it for now. I'm just going to turn my chair ever so slightly sideways so it's easier for you guys to see. And this is what we're going to do today. So we're going to do our stand onto the feet and hover the bottom, and then we're going to stand up completely. We'll do a few of each. So get your whole bottom onto your seat. So the whole of the buttock, maybe even a very little of the top of the thigh. Make sure that your feet are underneath your knees so that you have the ability to press down into the feet and you can get your weight over your feet quite well. It doesn't matter if the feet are slightly further back, if that suits your knees well, but if you have your feet too far in front, this is pretty much impossible to do. So making sure the feet are wide enough for you, sitting tall and engaging through these belly muscles to feel that sense of lift and power from your center. And what we're going to do is reach the hands forward and just allow the weight to come onto the feet to hover your bottom off the seat, and then very gently release the bottom or the seat to the seat, the buttocks, the behind down. That's what we're going to do. So we're going to do 5 of these hovers. So firm in the belly, reaching the hands forward, press into your feet, just have that sense of hovering and release. Doing 4 more, reaching to hover and release gently back down. I've got the squeaky chair again today. So there we are. And it's okay if you don't get as much control. If you get a slight lift and you fall backwards, that's all right. But keep trying, pressing into the feet, lifting in the belly muscles, using the momentum of the arms to help a little. Super. I think we'll do 1 more, which might be 6, but why not? And then here, just taking a little bit of a rest, sitting down, we're going to lengthen the feet out in front of us, wave the soles of the feet from side to side. They can be same direction or opposite directions. Just resting the heels on the floor and feeling the thigh bones, the femurs, just rolling in the hip sockets there a little. And if there's any discomfort there, of course, don't do that. And we're going to also rest the heels on the floor and make little circles with the ankles. And if this encourages you to do a little rocking from side to side with the upper body, that's fine. If you want to hold yourself more still, that's okay too. We'll go the opposite way as well. Notice that my knees are bent and they're rolling in and out, having a very nice, gentle massaging effect on those hip and knee and ankle joints too. When you're ready, you can bring your feet back underneath your knees and we'll take 2 cleansing breaths. Breathe in, sit tall, lift your belly, lift your chest, looking up. Breathing out, hands down through the center of the body. 1 more like this, breathing in, reaching up, looking up. Breathing out, bringing the hands down. Excellent stuff. Okay, so we're ready for the next stage. We still want to have the bottom really securely held by the chair. And this time we're going all the way up to standing and then we'll sit all the way back down again. So if you're not sure, please do watch. Feet underneath the knees, firm in the belly. We're going to reach the hands forward to hover the bottom and then keep pressing into the feet to lift the body to an upright position. And here, if possible, just firming the buttocks to swing your hips forward just a little, keeping the belly nice and firm. Arms can be wherever they feel good, out to the sides or over the head. And then we're going to keep that belly lifted, lengthen your tailbone behind you as you bend your knees, reach your hands forward, reach your bottom backwards, and very gently sit down onto your seat. As much control as you can give it, but find a way to work that works for your body. Firm in the belly, reaching forward, hover, and then press the legs straight, open the chest, maybe firm in the buttocks and swing the hips a little bit forward. And then the opposite way, reaching the hands forward, reaching the tailbone backwards, really sticking it out behind you, lifting in the belly to gently find your seat again. Let's do 3 more of these if you can. Don't worry if you can't. If you're tired, just sit and wait for us to catch up with you. Reaching forward, firm belly, firm feet, opening the arms, opening the hips, squeezing in the buttocks, keeping the belly firm as you reach the hands forward, buttocks backwards, releasing the tailbone down and sitting. 2 more. Reaching forward, find your feet, press into the legs, find the strength through the center of the body. Wonderful stuff. And then coming back into a seated position, reaching the hands forward, reaching the arms down to the side. When you finish, last one, we're going to stay upright, reaching forward, hover, press, lift, open, and then here, relax the arms down to the side. And take a moment to notice the effect of your practice. So if you feel tired, if some of your muscles feel tired, just observe that. Perhaps do a little every day of this kind of practice to build up some additional strength. Or you can choose to do a few fewer and build up to doing 5 of each. Okay? When you're ready, you can do a little march in place just to wiggle yourself out. And we're going to come to the back of the seat, the back of the chair rather, to be able to hold on at the back of our chair. And if you would like to, you can give your legs a little shake out, or the feet a little shake if that feels good. Or you can roll your ankles. And for those who would like to, you can do a little dancing shoulder, dancing hip. My very favorite way to release things from the day. Smashing stuff. Okay, so when we do these movements where we try to galvanize the strength from the center of the body, often we focus on the front of the body, and it can sometimes leave us feeling a bit short across the chest. So let's start, before we come to using the back of the seat proper, let's do a little opening of the chest. So in fact, we can do this. Ignore that. You can be in front of your chair, it's no problem. We're going to reach the arms nice and wide into a Y or V shape. And as you look from side to side, just make sure that your hands are at the side of your body, not too far in front and not behind, at the side of the body. And then from here, keeping the palms facing forwards, draw your elbows in towards your waist, but keep your arms wide. Feel that open across the chest, feel the upper back really engaged. Breathe in as you reach into your Y or V shape, and breathe out coming into your W shape. Elbows in, hands still at that side of the body, palms facing forwards. Breathing in, breathing out. Breathing in, breathing out. One more like this, breathing in, breathing out. Very good. And then gently relaxing the arms, maybe giving yourself another dancing shoulder, dancing hips. Oh, so good. And we're just about to break for the Easter holidays. And I know that some of you find it more challenging to fit yoga into your day, but if you enjoy a little bit of movement and dance, then simply stick on a tune that you enjoy listening to that gets your rhythm going, and move your body at any time during the day, but at least once a day, to a tune that really inspires you. Or perhaps you're outside in the sun or the moonlight, and just enjoying moving in nature. That's okay too. Okay, so we're going to come to the back of our seats, just so we've got something to hang on to, a little bit of support here. The feet underneath the hips, they can be slightly wider than the actual hip sockets if you like, but underneath the body. Lifting in the belly muscles and looking forward to find a point of focus ahead of you that is not moving. Resting your fingertips lightly on your seat, keeping your shoulders relaxed. And we're going to float up onto the tiptoes and then float the heels back down to the floor. Floating up onto tiptoes, a little lift in the belly, lifting in the crown of the head. Floating heels down to the floor. Let's do 2 more like this. Floating up, floating down. Nice control all the way up and all the way down. Last one of these, all the way up and all the way down. And then at the bottom of the movement, just a little soft bend in the knees. And if you wish to, a little wiggle in the hips or shaking out the legs for those who enjoy that kind of releasing. So we're going to do this practice again, but try to move one of our arms at the same time. Ooh, exciting. I like a bit of coordination. So for anyone who needs both hands on the seat, and remember you could use a table or a wall instead, leave both hands on and you'll get almost as much out of this practice, but just focusing on where you need your effort the most. And for those who are able to, making your right hand a little bit more centered on your seat, leaving your left hand free. And as you come up onto your tiptoes, lifting your left arm up to wherever feels good as you come up, and allowing your left arm to come down as you come down, heels come to the floor. Firm in the belly, point of focus, breathing in as you come up, lifting the left arm at the same time, breathing out and down. Very good. Breathing in and up, breathing out and down. We'll do two more like this. Breathing in and up, breathing out and down. Last one. Breathing in and up, breathing out and down. For anyone who needs to here, marching in place or softening your knees, kicking out the legs, use the release that feels best to you. And the reason why we're doing this is because the movement of the arm encourages a little bit of extra strength and support and action across our centers, and it's a little bit harder to balance, so it improves that proprioception that keeps us on our feet longer in life in general. So that's great. Let's do the same thing with the other side. So resting your left hand, if you can manage with just one hand on the chair, towards the center, leaving your right arm free at your side, feet underneath your hips, a lift in the belly and the chest. Breathing in as you come up onto tiptoes, raising the right arm to wherever feels good. Breathing out and down. Breathing in and up. Breathing out and down. Keeping that centered control, breathing in and up. Breathing out and down. Two more. Breathing in and up. Breathing out and down. This is the very last one. Breathing in and up. Breathing out and down. Very good. And at the bottom of the movement, hold the chair if you'd like to do a little bouncing in the knees, a little shaking of the legs out to the side. Very good. So we've done from sitting to standing in a what is essentially a squatting movement, and I'd like to finish this part with the chair with a little more purposeful squatting. So with your feet underneath your hips and the hands on your seat, stand really tall, lift in the belly, lift in the crown of the head, and then bend your knees to wherever they get to, allowing your back to remain upright and your bottom to be towards your heels, as if you were sliding the back of the body down a wall, and then press through the feet to come to standing. We're going to do this 5 times as well. So we're bending the knees, imagining that we're sliding the back of the body down a wall, the knees themselves bend. We come to have the knees over the feet and the hips perhaps over the heels, and then pressing through the legs to stand tall. We'll do just 2 more. There's no need to come any further down than allows your feet to remain flat on the floor, keeping that gentle lift in the body, shoulders nice and relaxed, maybe even a little smile on the face to relax the jaw. And straightening the legs for our last one, bending the knees, sliding the back of the body down. and then straightening the legs again. Awesome stuff. So we are going to, from here, do our downward facing dog with the hands on the seat. Press your hands into the top of your chair seat. Walk your feet away from you and softening in the knees, lengthen your tailbone, reach the hands forward and press down at the same time, lengthening the tailbone backwards at the same time, just as we did when we were standing up and sitting down. A little soft in the knees here to really allow the bottom of the back to lengthen and release. And maybe you can sway your hips from side to side. Maybe that feels good to stretch down the sides of the body, across the waist, the bottom of the rib cage, the sides of the hips. And maybe you prefer to lengthen one leg and then bend the opposite knee. And that might encourage a little bit of swaying of the tailbone, but it might also encourage a little bit of length down the back of the legs. Try to keep your head above or between the arms, not below. A little lift in the belly muscles. And in your own time, coming to center, pressing into your hands, looking towards the chair seat and walking yourself forward to standing upright. When you come to standing upright, relaxing the arms down to the side. And here we can take 2 cleansing breaths. Breathing in, reaching out and up. Breathing out, bringing the hands down through the center of the chest. One more like this. Breathing in, reaching out and up. Breathing out, hands down through the center of the chest. Fantastic stuff, guys. If you need to give anything a wiggle, give it a wiggle. Dancing shoulders, dancing hips, all of that good stuff. We are actually going to come to sit on the seat now, but we're not quite going for relaxation just yet. So I'm going to bring my block close by, but if you want to have your blankets and bits and bobs ready, then we will get there in about 5 minutes' time. So as you come to sit on your seat, we're going to start with the knees we're not going to start with the knees close together. We're going to start with the knees nice and far apart. Please excuse me. So going for more of a sort of goddess pose here. You can have your toes turned out if that suits your hips. You can have your feet turned further forwards if you like, and they don't need to be super wide. But make sure that you've got a significant portion of your bottom on the chair, even perhaps a little bit of the top of the thighs. Allow your weight to be centered over your pelvis, so try not to lean forward here. Sit nice and tall, engaging the belly and engaging the shoulders down, lifting through the crown of the head. And here we're going to reach the arms out to the side and do a little side bending. So reaching the left hand up and the right hand down, and then going to the opposite side. Not trying to get anywhere in particular, we're just swaying a little side to side. Keep your feet pressing into the floor and allow the center of your body to be really strong to support. Let us do 2 more to each side. So I think this was our first side. Very good. And to the left. And then 1 more to each side. These gentle side bends. When you're ready, coming back to the center and releasing the arms down to the side. And if you need to, giving your shoulders a little bit of a roll. I find that's always nice after working with the arms. And then we're going to do a little twist here. So we're going to take the arms out at shoulder height, but bent at the elbows, turning the palms of the hands forward, cactus arms. Draw the shoulder blades towards each other, which takes the elbows perhaps a little bit back. And then here, pressing into the feet and firming the belly, just gently twisting to the right and then twisting to the left. Again, we're not trying to get anywhere in particular. We're just making the twisting motion, using the feet for support and using the belly muscles to center. 2 more to each side, right and left, and twist and twist. And come back to center. Here, this time we're going to reach the arms wide, wrap the right arm over the left arm to hold onto the shoulders. and let the elbows be heavy onto the body. Take a few deep breaths here. Feel that space that's worked so hard between the shoulder blades, having the opportunity to lengthen just a touch, release just a touch. And if you feel good, you can lift your chest, lift your chin as you breathe in, and then round your chest. Maybe have the sensation of drawing the belly muscles inwards and upwards, chin to chest. One more like that. Breathing in to lift and breathing out to round. Coming back to the center, we're going to reach the arms apart, which should feel really quite nice. And then we're going to do another side bend. So we're going to here reach the right arm across the body to the left and the left arm over the head to the right. We're not going from side to side, we're staying here, having the arms reaching, the fingertips reaching in the opposite directions. And for those who feel comfortable, you can look slightly up and take the left shoulder back a little. Firm the feet and the belly for a deep breath in. And a deep breath out. And then turning your top hand upwards, come back to the center, reach the arms wide, and we'll do the same thing in the other direction. So reaching the left hand across the body, the right hand over the head, a little side bend to the left, really feeling your way into your fingertips. When you're in your pose, feet and belly active, then maybe seeing if you can open your right shoulder, look a little bit up or to the right, if that feels good, for a deep breath in. And a deep breath out. Turn the right palm up to the ceiling and gently press back to center, reaching the palms wide or the arms wide. This time left arm over right arm to wrap the arms around the body. Allow the elbows to rest onto the chest. Take a couple of deep breaths in this position, allowing that space to open, any effort to be released. And then if you wish to, you can inhale to lift your chest, lift your chin, and exhale to round, scoop the belly in, chin to chest, maybe looking slightly down. Inhale, lifting chest and chin. And exhale, drawing that slight roundedness through the spine. Coming back to the center, releasing the arms nice and wide to begin with, and reaching the fingertips away from you in both directions, and then floating the arms down to the side. We're going to bring the feet towards each other, nice and slowly, just inching them together, so that we don't, those muscles that have been opened in the inner thighs don't have to suddenly contract. Here with the knees pressed together and the thighs pressed together and the ankles pressed together, just gently, we're going to sit really tall, take the arms wide and twist to the right. So reaching the right hand before you, behind you rather, the left hand perhaps to the outside of the right thigh. Lift through the crown of the head, press into the feet, lift in the belly, and then just gently use the arms to move your chest, or perhaps just a touch further into this twist. Wherever you get to, relax your shoulders down. Take a moment here for a deep breath in. And a deep breath out. And then turning your head to the front, releasing the hands, unwinding the spine and going to the opposite side. So reaching the arms wide and then taking the left hand behind you to the chair seat or chair back, the right hand across the body. Gently pressing into the feet, lift the belly, lift the crown of the head. Use both arms to move your body into the twist to a point that feels good for you. Soften your shoulders down. Take a deep breath in. And a deep breath out. When you're ready, you can turn to the front with only your head. Release your hands, unwind your spine, turn a little to the opposite side, back to the center. Relax the arms down, relax the feet slightly apart. And we're ready for relaxation now. So here, gather anything that would be useful. And if you feel inclined to release anything else, if you want to make some neck movements, if you fancy a draping forward bend, you can totally do that. Feel free to move in a way that your body is intuitively guiding you to move. I'm just going to put on a few layers here because the sun has come out finally, but it's been a really, really nippy start to the day and quite a heavy frost overnight. After all of that gorgeous sunshine that we've had in the last week, it feels like winter is making a short return. Not for long though, I promise. Okay, so when you're ready, you can wrap yourself or cozy yourself up in any way that feels good. Remember, you can always do relaxation reclining, either in bed or on a couch. If you're happy to get up and down from the floor, you can always recline on the floor as well. But otherwise, settling yourself back into your chair seat, releasing your hands to wherever they feel supported and held so the shoulders can soften. When you have found a comfortable spot, closing your eyes and bringing your body to stillness. Take a deep breath in and sigh out through the mouth as you exhale. And repeating 3 more times. A deep breath in, let all the effort of your practice go. A deep breath in, let your muscles begin to relax. And another deep breath in to surrender yourself back and down into the chair and the floor. Allow your breath to find its natural rhythm, falling into quietness. Take your awareness into your forehead, feel it soften, the space between the eyebrows spreading, the area around the eyes relaxing, the mouth, tongue, jaw, and shoulders releasing. Allow the whole of the body to feel heavy, warm, supported, and releasing down. Move your awareness to your breath and gently deepen your breath to find a slightly longer and slower rhythm. Having that sense of filling the lungs a little more completely and exhaling a little more deeply. Find a rhythm that is easy, that leaves the face and shoulders and chest without tension. Notice the movement of your breath in your body. The sensation of the breath in the nostrils. Notice the pauses in the breath, perhaps after you finish inhaling or exhaling, momentary stillness. Allow your awareness to finally rest in those moments of pause, of peace, of quiet, for the remainder of your relaxation. Gently begin to deepen your breath. Bring your awareness back to your hands and your feet by moving your fingers, your toes, maybe rolling your wrists and your ankles. When you feel ready, take a deep breath in and stretch. In any way that feels good, maybe yawning. In your own time, you can bring your hands together and rub your hands if you'd like to. You don't have to do this part if you don't enjoy it. But if you do, palming the eyes by rubbing the hands together vigorously first, getting warmth into the palms of the hands, a little bit of friction, pressing firmly, rubbing hard. And when the hands feel a little warm, placing the hands over the eyes, finding the eyes softening against that darkness, blinking into your palms a few times before you release your hands down as you open your eyes. I hope you've enjoyed this practice. We finished on a really strong practice today at the end of our term of developing strength. And I hope this takes you through your Easter holidays and you enjoy every moment. Namaste.